All right, guys, sound check. Today we have the Fed minutes report dropping today. And yeah, we got the Fed minutes report coming out today. Might influence markets to a certain degree. We'll see what happens here. And yeah, market is pretty neutral today, right around that break even line at the previous closing price is where we're sitting now. Let me see, where is all my saved? Hold on one second, guys. Let me see. There we go. John, 3 charts. Hey, we're here, bro. We're here. So yeah, here's the SPY in the middle, or SPY on the left. We got the Dixie in the middle, and then we'll put the Q, which is tech, on the right. Here's the Dixie. Dixie's been dropping most of the day today. Starting to get pretty neutral over the last couple of minutes. We'll put all this stuff up on screen. Hi, do you ever get into live trades? Yeah, we trade every day at the opening bell is what we do. We trade every day at the opening bell. So yeah, we definitely trade, you know. We're going to do a Twitter or a YouTube poll as we can. Oh wait, that's not the right one. That is exit out of that. I got my new puppy barking in the background. Let's get some music going. So the Fed minutes report is released in about 40 minutes. Let me make sure you guys can hear the music. I got this nice background here with the fireplace. Sun might get in my eyes. You know how these after streams do. Hey, what's up, Hurry? Timer? Okay, I got you. I'll put the timer up. All right, just let me get everything going. Let me know if you can hear the music. You should be able to. All right. There we go. All right, guys. Music's good. You want the timer? Yeah, we trade live every day at the opening bell. We trade futures, stocks, crypto. We swing trade. We do all of it. Let's get our timer running. By popular request, we've had a lot of people requesting a timer for these Fed meetings. Right now, we got about 39 minutes. Let's get this rolling here. All right, we're going to start the timer here. We got 39 minutes. Here is the timer right here. We'll put it up on screen. We'll do our best to cover everything. There is the timer. So yeah, let's do this. Market started to bounce back a little bit. You can see the SPY all the way back up to like 400 plus. So that's good. 400 is a pretty big psychological level. It looks like the market turned around. Looks like the market started to turn. Let's see. This is market time. Market started to turn at almost noon. What happened? What was announced? Something out? Hey, what's up, Liana? Yeah, you can hear the puppy. He's barking. He's cool. But yeah, so let's get this room going. European talks on Russia oil price cap have reportedly stalled, but negotiations continue, according to Bloomberg. Atlanta Fed GDP now 4.3%. The U.S. is reportedly preparing an expanded Venezuela license for Chevron if a meeting between the Venezuelan government and opposition occurs, according to Reuters. European ambassadors are reportedly wrapping up for day on oil price cap with no agreement yet, but still in play. And informal discussions and bilateral meetings are ongoing, according to Wall Street Journal. We got stocks sliding into European close and lack of obvious bearish catalysts, with traders touting books squaring ahead of FOMC minutes and Thanksgiving. Natural gas numbers. Ponce me to think about AMC. I am in AMC right now. And so good news for AMC about Amazon investing in them and all that stuff, but we'll see if it continues. Market's been bouncing back up. Fed minutes drops at about 35 minutes. I can't even find any other YouTuber that analyzes and covers market news almost perfectly. Yeah, it's because we're not just day traders, man. You got a lot of day trading YouTubers and stuff like that. And that's all fine and good. But, like, I'm actually more profitable as a swing trader, believe it or not. Like, we day traded. I make money day trading, but, like, I make more money swing trading, you know. So we do a little bit of everything. So it gives me the unique opportunity to analyze longer-term fundamentals of the market, as well as day trading nuance also, you know, so we can kind of cover everything. I think it's a smarter thing to just be a broad stock market resource anyway. I think day trading, you know, day trading is good to cover, but the audience is limited. Stock market, you cover all of it, you know. But I appreciate it. What do you guys think about the FOMC minutes report? We're going to get we're going to do a poll right now. What's your bearish on today's FOMC minutes report? Bull, bear, vote on the poll. Let us know what you guys think. There's that poll. We're also going to do a tweet. If you want to vote on the Twitter poll, you know, we appreciate it. FOMC minutes report drops at 2 p.m. Calls or puts. Do me a favor while you're here, hit the like button, guys. We appreciate that also. All right, guys. So we got this poll on Twitter. Calls or puts on if you're an options trader. If you want to vote on this poll, I'll post this link. Again, market's kind of bouncing back, kind of neutral market though today. I mean, we're over the previous closing price, so we're technically green on the day, but it's still kind of slow, you know. Not really having any big range. I don't know why. What happened here? Chat, anybody know what happened here? Because look at this huge drop that started, again, right around 11:40 market time. Let me see what occurred at 11:40. I don't see anything that happened at 11:40. I think the European market dropped too, maybe. Again, if you want to vote on the Twitter poll, catch the link. There's a Twitter link. Housing. So 4-week and 8-week bill auctions came out. Gasoline inventories dropped. Yeah, it was right around, like I said, right around 11:40 market time. Nothing really big came out though. I mean, natural gas storage dropped at noon. You could argue that it was sparked at like 11:30, 11:20, but I don't see any economic data that dropped either. I think We'll just have to wait and see if there's a justification for this. Q starting to bounce back, so tech bouncing back. The dollar index has mostly been sideways. So according to BGR, Tesla's been working with major record labels for months to bring Dolby Atmos to Tesla cars. So no earnings came out. Every time the economic data comes out, it's so contradictory. Manufacturing way down, jobless claims up, home sales up, consumer confidence up. Yeah, it's just weird. It's mixed results. That's kind of what we've shown today. It's kind of what happened with the durable good orders and the jobless claims numbers. It's all kind of sideways, neutral, you know. And that's really a good look into the whole market as a whole here. If you look at the SPY, you know, we've been so choppy and neutral over the last couple weeks, really, to where it's to the point where we haven't had a lot of favorable trading days, in my opinion. We've had some, but it hasn't been amazing by any means. And so in that regard, you know, we got to just kind of keep it safe. The opening 20 minutes has been really rough, but yeah, I saw that about AMC, about the Amazon investing $1 billion a year. AMC ripped up today. Hoping for green crypto. People got wrecked so much. Market correlation doesn't work that much in crypto the past few days. Even the Dixie is dropping. Bitcoin also drops. Yeah, I mean, that's just because the trickle effect is kind of slowly hitting everything, you know? So, like, the trickle effect is what's catching everything. You know what I mean? So it's like we're getting, you know, the FTX disaster is kind of slowly hitting everything else. And so, you know, even if we didn't have the FTX craziness as well as the trickle effect, you know, Bitcoin probably would be up to like 25K right now, but instead it's at 17 or 16 and a half or whatever it was last. And so in that regard, you know, it's just the trickle effect is real. All right, so 60% calls, 40% puts on the Twitter poll. Q starting to ramp up ahead of the Fed minutes too. And Apple. Not a bad day today, though. Today was actually pretty solid. Only thing I see is the resistance line was hit on daily and swing day and big money. Pounced, yeah, maybe. So you trade Forex also? We trade a little bit of everything. Mostly futures and stocks, though. But we cover everything. Where are you from? I'm from Louisiana. Thank you. I learned a lot of macro from... Yeah, sorry, Damio. The reason I have to delete those posts is because you get a lot of people who are just trying to promote small channels. And so they'll act like there's some random person and like, oh, this person's great, but really it will actually be that channel. That channel, like the little channel's desperate to grow. They don't realize that like promoting themselves at other people's channels is just going to burn bridges. It's going to make people ban them and just make people not want to work with them. You know, there's a lot of bots getting sent out too. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying because of that, I kind of have to build a rule and just not allow it. Sorry, bro. All right, the Q up to 287.40. Have you or do you disclose your long-term holdings? Kind of. I mean, here's the thing. The channel's called Beginner Trading. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm not claiming to be a guru. I'm not even claiming to be a good trader. I'm just a free resource and community for traders. And so I don't want pressure. Pressure kills profit. And I don't want a bunch of people staring at every little move I do and then criticizing me. I mean, that's going to happen regardless, but I'd rather be able to have that in the back of my head where like people can't tell me anything because I don't claim to be an expert. I don't sell a course. You know, I'm not an expert, and you know, we're just a resource and community of traders. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't really tell people about my long-term holdings. What I do call out, and I have called out each one for the most part over the last couple months, is my swing trades. And from my logic, I know I've taken at least 10. I think it's about 15 or 14 swing trades, and I've only lost on 2 of them. So at very minimum, I'm doing 80% accuracy on my swing trades over the last 2 months. Longer term holdings, I very rarely talk about, but my favorite long-term holds are like Disney, Apple, blue chips only. I don't swing trade or invest in anything under blue chips. The risk with penny stocks and mid caps is just the marketing, and DD is sensationalized. People are pumping them up to influence their own positions. It's just the Wild West, and it's just not really profitable. It's one of the reasons you see big money most of the time gravitate towards large cap stocks, because you can trust them a little bit better, and the big edge you get in trading is that over the long run, most stocks go up in large caps, excluding like obsolescence of some sort and the technology they're based around or whatever, Anyways, Q is up to 287.40s. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Should we be out of our trades before FOMC minutes? I mean, that's on you. I really don't know. I don't know. That's one of the other things here. Like, people can get mad, but I tell people I don't know on a regular basis when I don't. Like, I don't know what the Fed minutes is going to do. I don't know what the market's going to do with FOMC minutes report. What the FOMC minutes is every 6 weeks, the Fed meets to determine how much they want to raise or lower rates. Weeks after that, they post a report called the Fed minutes report that details their logic behind the decision they made in the last Fed meeting. The last Fed meeting that this minutes report is going to cover is going to be the one from November 2nd. And they did 75 basis points on November 2nd. Ooh, man, this sunlight. Let me see if I can get a little bit better. There we go. It's a little bit better. But yeah, they're going to be going over the November 2nd Fed meeting. Dude, the sun's actually at a different spot now. Let me see if I got something put up. I don't know what I want to do about the sun. But yeah, so essentially, we're going to get some logic into why they raised rates last time, and how, why they chose to raise rates 75 basis points during the November 2nd Fed meeting. Maybe some foresight into what they'll do in the future. What you really want to see is the market reaction, because the algos pick these reports up and they trade based off of them. And so a lot of the time you'll see some like brash responses in markets just because the algorithms pick it up. Personally, myself, I'm getting flat ahead of this. I'm not taking any big size positions ahead of these meetings, just because I think it's just, ultimately it's too risky to do so. But what will be the effect on Bitcoin because of Fed minutes? It's most likely going to do what stocks do. Stocks shoot up from this, Bitcoin will probably go up with it. Stocks go down because of this, Bitcoin will probably go down with it. So it's just going to have a sympathy effect, a positive sympathy effect, Expected raise in interest rates. So this isn't the interest rate decision. So the Fed minutes report is not an interest rate decision. The Fed minutes report is a look into why they made the last interest rate decision that they did on November 2nd. Next Fed meeting is going to be, I believe, November 14th. I think the next CPI is on the 13th, and then December 14th is when the next rate hike decision is going to be. I think the options between what they're going to do is going to be between 50 and 75. I don't think we're going to go outside of that. So the only argument there is whether we'll do 50 or 75, in my opinion. And with that in mind, if I'm wrong about this and we do something outside of 50 or 75, then we're going to get a big reaction after the Fed report in December, So, but I don't think that's the case. I think we got about a 60% chance of doing 75, about a 30% chance of doing 50, and about a 10% chance outside of that. But if we do fall in that 10% range of outside of 50 or 75, again, we're going to have an emotional reaction in markets, but that won't be until December 14th. So yeah, we'll see if we get something good there, but I don't know. FOMC minutes drops at 2 p.m. in about 3 minutes, or in about 23 minutes or so. You could, Haley. That might be some logic, but again, I'm more of a reaction. I'm looking for a reaction. I'm not sure though what we're gonna get. Let's look at the poll. So we did a poll. All right, guys. So yeah, market's still pumping up. We're at 401s right now. We still got about 20 minutes before this release. 50 basis points in December. The poll doesn't help. Oh no, I'm so sorry, man. Cry about it. All right, guys. SPY up to 401s. The Dixie's at 106. I don't know. Let me know. Do y'all think we've hit a bottom yet in markets? Let me know. I know the bears are gonna say no, manipulation. I don't know. I really don't know whether we've hit a bottom or not. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Have we hit bottom yet? What do you guys think? Let me know. Wonder if this is a temporary pump right before news. Maybe, possibly. Again, do you guys know what happened on at like 11:30 market time? 11:40 market time. Something happened here. Look at the market turn big. I think I heard somebody saying it's the European market. No. A lot of people saying no, we have not hit bottom. What was the previous FOMC result? 75 basis points is what we showed last time. Now it depends on how you view 75 basis points. If you view that as good, then maybe we're gonna react positively. Again, what the FOMC Minutes report is a look into why the Fed chose to make the last Fed decision that they did. If you want to see how you find this, the way you find this, you go to the FOMC calendar here, and just to show you guys this. And again, maybe this is bad for my stream here today, but I'll show you guys how you find this. You go to this, you go all the way down. We're in the November 2nd meeting. If you look on the right for the last one here, the Fed Minutes PDF file will show up right here, but on this one, on the November 2nd meeting. So here's November 2nd right here. The Fed Minutes report will show up right here at 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. it'll show up right here, and we'll be able to judge the reaction. Is essentially what we're going to get. And so, you can look at the last one. Here's the last one. You can look at the HTML version. But again, I mean, we can read this. It's a pretty big report, long report, all that good stuff. And you can read these first few paragraphs, and that's cool and all. But what we're really judging is how the algorithms pick this up and what they do with it. So you can read this. Staff review of economic situation is important as well. It's kind of what the Fed thought. So there's a lot of stuff you can read, and we'll post it as soon as we get it here. But we're also just kind of judging the stock market reaction. The market's pumping up ahead of it. That's good. There is never a bottom in history when Fed is raising rates. No bottom yet. Yeah, maybe. The forex market's already responding. I'm expecting the market will go down after the Fed minutes, and SPY today will go back to 396. This is just my own expectations, not a financial advice. Yeah, of course, no worries. When the market has big movements like the FOMC on the 2nd of November, not as big, no. It's not going to be nearly as big, but it'll be interesting to watch, Market's at around 401 right now. So yeah, it'll be big, but it's not going to be like the Fed decision. It'll be big. I don't know. Big is relative. It'll be somewhat influential. I'll say that, I'll keep it vague. But because we don't know how much the market's going to respond. Nobody does. Will it move markets? Yes. How much? We don't know. That's all you can really say. '13th and 14th of December will be the biggest day, 100% max. Yeah, the 13th and 4th, the 13th and 14th are going to be huge days because CPI falls on the 13th of December. And CPI is consumer price index. It's how much prices are going up for consumers. And that's a very important metric. It's the biggest stream we do here. Last time we had over 5,000 people. We got like 30,000 views from that stream. So it's the biggest stream we do regularly once a month here on this channel. That's on the 13th. And then the FOMC meeting is the second largest stream we do. And that's on the 14th. So those 2 days, I think Tuesday and Wednesday of December 13th and 14th are going to be wildly influential over the stock market. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But it might affect the following trading sessions. But it's so hard to tell, to be honest. Like we might get a trickle effect from like the report showing up, trend starting, and then a continuation of that trend Friday when the market's back. So maybe, but it's so hard to prove that, you know. It'll move though. We can look at the last one here. So here's the SPY. Let's look at the last one. The last Fed minutes report was, hold on. Yeah, the last Fed minutes report. Yeah, the last Fed minutes report was October 12th. Yeah, last Fed minutes was right here. No. Were we really this sideways during the last Fed minutes report? Is that 2 p.m.? I think 75 was a pretty neutral response, though. Yeah, here's the last Fed minutes report. You can see the volume tick here. So you can see the volume increase here. The volume went from like 300,000 on the day to about 1.6 million. So we'll get some volume, but we don't know if the market's going to move in one specific direction or not. You know. Yeah, it's not a meeting. Yeah, it's just it's a PDF file that drops. It's a HTML PDF file is what happens. Volume will come in. We don't know if we're going to trend in one way, though. That's the thing. There is no meeting. Christian? Who's Christian? You're talking to me? Honestly, bro, people have called me Steve the last few days. They've called me Christian. Called me all these random names. Hey, that's all right. My name is John, by the way, but that's okay, you know. Yeah, it's not a meeting. It's the report drops in 15 minutes. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button also if you haven't yet. John Bond, I'll take it. You gonna post what they say? Yeah, we'll cover it. I'll give you a link to the PDF file. I'll show you guys the PDF file, and I'll also cover the market reaction to it. That's what we do every time. And again, if you haven't already subscribed, we do this live for free every day right here. We don't sell anything. We don't charge for anything. We're not claiming to be experts. We don't sell a course. We put everything out there for free without claiming to be even good traders. We're just a resource and community for traders. And so if you appreciate that, hit the sub button. We appreciate you all. SPY moving up. It's at 401s right now. Q broke over volume weighted average price. The Dixie's at 106.30, so hopefully that'll drop down some more. I'm going to try to put an anchored VWAP code up here on TOS. I've heard a lot about the anchored VWAP. I'm going to try to add that to my chart. Try it on the SPY here. Yeah, it's got to be there's the daily chart anchored VWAP. So that's an interesting level. So look, it's a longer term anchored VWAP here. That's cool. Let's put an intraday one up. We're gonna try to put an intraday one anchored VWAP up. All right, so let's try it on the Q. All right, guys, we got the Fed minutes report dropping in 10 minutes. That's nice. All right, we'll try this anchored VWAP, see how accurate it is. Here's the timer, guys. We got 10.5 minutes. See how this anchored VWAP works. We got the purple line up. We'll keep the yellow line up. All right, there we go. All right, guys. Here's the timer. 10 minutes. In 12 minutes, we're going to have some bullish action. Will it always? Would always be beginner trading where you change it to intermediate one day. I mean, we're not. I've probably been trading longer than your favorite guru out there. But we're just a resource for traders. That's what we call it, beginner trading. I'll probably keep it like this. Bull or bear, guys? Let me know. Yeah, we have Discord here. I think the market's just looking for a reason to sell, so you should undoubtedly hold, because in the end you don't make any losses until you pull out of the share you invest in. I don't know if I agree with that. It's possible to close the option at the expiry day. Yes, I think. Fed will not slow down, especially after the new home sales report. Durable. Yeah, new home sales came in noticeably higher than expected. That's probably going to be interpreted as a bad thing, I think, because new home sales just came in so high. You know, it's probably going to be interpreted as a bad thing. You know. We'll trade it a little bit. Yeah, hit the like, guys. 8 minutes. Hello, John. I hope you have good slippers on. Oh, bro, I got the best slippers here, dude. Look at these slippers. I bought my son a pair of these the other day at the mall. You know, they actually have shoelaces on them. You know, there's some J's. I think these are Jordans. Yeah, look, top 3 slippers in the world right now. Yeah, so Q, pop it up. Let me see if I can put the anchored VWAP intraday. Let me switch this back. Choppy day again, man. Market's complete garbage. Bear. I had 3 beautiful stocks. What's up, Larry? Bearish. Bulbasaur. The GOAT. Yeah, y'all hit the subscribe button. I'm going to put it in sub-only mode as well, as we always do, team. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button, team. We appreciate you all. We will put it in sub-only mode. Let me find it. The Dixie, so the dollar index has been pretty neutral today, man. It hasn't really been amazing or anything like that. It's been breaking down mostly, and the market's green. Market closed at 399.90s. SPY currently at 400.8s, and so market's slightly green today, mostly neutral trading since market open. We went up initially in the first hour or so, and then we dropped over the last hour, and now we're pretty back up to the neutral level. We're pretty neutral as we speak in terms of since the opening bell. I'm not sure what we'll continue to do. Disney's been trending nicely too. Everybody, we put in sub only mode, so if you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Fed are always chop pre 2 p.m. Best to just sit out. Yeah, we got 6 minutes. Put the timer up. What will happen to XLF? What is XLF ETF? What does it do? I can't remember. I always forget about XLF, what it means. Oh, it's the financial sector, so it's banking. Pretty neutral. Yeah, I'm not really much. I trade most of the time the SPY, the Q, SQ if I want a short or, All right, guys, 5.5 minutes. Will the minutes reveal how much the interest rate will be for next month? Not necessarily, no. It might give some foresight into it, but it's not going to reveal what they're going to be. We're not going to know what the interest rate is going to be until the rate decision on the 14th of next month. And so it might give some foresight into what it's going to be and foreshadow it to a certain extent, but it's not going to tell us what the rate's going to be, unfortunately. Do you have win rate? I mean, I don't claim to be an expert or anything like that. Here's today's trading. So we actually didn't have one losing trade in day trading today. But let me see if I can find the profit graph today. Here's the profit graph today. So no losses. That's good. But yeah. All right, let's get ready. Again, less than 5 minutes. How's your Discord mini members there? Good content? Yeah, it's all right. We got about 6,000 people, 7,000 people in the Discord. Yeah, this is a report. It's not a meeting. What do you guys think? Caller puts bull or bear. Vote on the poll. Let us know what you guys think. See what the poll says. We're completely 50-50 split down the middle here out of almost 900 votes. So, here's the poll. 49.51 out of 865 votes. So, yeah. We'll see, guys. Again, y'all subscribe. We appreciate it. Yeah, you're probably right, Larry. As a beginner, what is FOMC? Federal Open Market Committee. They're who control the Federal Reserve interest rate decisions. It's 12 members, 7 members of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. They all choose and vote on how much they're going to raise or lower rates. 2.5 minutes, guys. We got over 1,000 people here. We appreciate it. What are these three charts? We got the SPY, which is the S&P 500 essentially on the left. We've got the Dixie, which is the dollar index, US dollar index. And then we have the Q, which is a little bit more tech-heavy based ETF. So tech on the right, dollar in the middle, S&P 500 on the left is basically what it is. A little bit different. I mean, a lot of these are consolidated ETFs, but, or leveraged ETFs are the same thing, but basically that's what it is. All right, guys, less than 2 minutes. Get less than 2 minutes. We're at 400.8s right now. The Q is at 287.40s. We got the dollar at 106. We got less than a minute. Oh, wow. I was way off with my time. Here, we got less than a minute, guys. Less than a minute. Let's see what we get. Again, look at the Federal Reserve website. We're waiting here for the Federal Reserve report to come out. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And again, we'll give you guys the report and show you guys where to find it once we get it. But the big thing to watch is the market reaction. Okay, there's 2 p.m. on the dot. Let's watch the SPY. There's the SPY moving up. We're at 401. Look at the big response here in stocks. We got a big initial response all the way up to 401.70 on the market. You see the Q pumping up as well. The dollar index really isn't moving here. Waiting for the report to show up. Nothing yet. We initially moved up. Now we're kind of contracting a little bit. Still waiting for it to show up. Market initially went up and started to contract a little bit. Now it's turning back down. And sometimes it takes about a minute for it to refresh here. All right, starting to get bearish action from this. Minutes report still hasn't shown up yet. There it goes. All right, so here's the minutes report, guys. Here is the link. There's the link right there if you want to check it out. We're also going to put the link in the description if you want to see the minutes report. So far, we've had a negative reaction. But we did post it's in the description if you want to check it out. Now we're starting to move up. Again, here is the FOMC minutes report for November 2nd if you want to see it. You can see all the meetings there, all that stuff shown. We're going to look at the SPY response there. So SPY started to pop back up. Again, algorithms are interpreting this right now. The manager pro tem turned into a discussion of financial market developments in the U.S. over the period. Financial conditions tightened and elevated volatility across financial markets. The market implied path that the policy rate rose while the median federal funds rate values in the September summary of economic projections and other Federal Reserve communications being viewed by the market participants as indicating a commitment to sustaining a restrictive monetary policy stance. With data received on over the period of also indicating higher than expected core inflation, market participants placed high odds on 75 basis point increase in the target range at the current meeting. Elevated volatility in international financial markets contributed to volatility in the U.S. We're starting to get a positive response, though, here. You can see it's all the way up. And again, we'll post this. It's a big, long report. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But here is the report. You can see the staff review of the economic situation right here. It talks about like total non-farm employment posted a solid gain that was somewhat slower than the pace seen in recent months, and the unemployment rate declined 0.2% to 3.5%. And so you know, it talks about a lot of other stuff. Again, we'll put this number up on screen. It kind of gives you some detail into why they chose to make the Fed decision that they did. Market's kind of flying up right now. Look at the SPY all the way up to 402s almost in the market. Just tap 402s. And we'll start posting some cliff notes here in chat as we can. So bear with me. We will start to post some cliff notes here in chat. Market recently broke 402s here. So we did pop up over 402s. We're at 402.10s right now. All the way up to 402.30s. All right, so again, we're going to start showing some cliff notes. Cliff notes in the chat as well. Market's flying up to 402.60s. All right, so substantially majority of participants in November 1st, the second Fed policy meeting judged a slowing in the pace of interest rate hikes would be likely soon be appropriate minutes show. That is what's causing the market to fly up here. Again, this is what's causing the market to move up. Again, most people are judging a slowing of rate hike decisions and interest rates. That's great. That's great news. Participants said a slower pace of rate hikes would better allow the FOMC to assess progress towards its goals given the uncertain lags around monetary policy. So again, these are all great things. Here's another form of it here. And again, we'll put that up on screen so you guys can see it. Market's popping up nicely. Dollar is decreasing, which is exactly what we want. There we go. Sorry. Kind of adjusting my mic here. It'll be a little bit better on that end. There we go. All right, but yeah, so far the cliff notes are positive here. You know, we're still looking at them. A few participants said slowing the pace of rate hikes could reduce the financial system risks. Others said that slowing should await for more progress on inflation. And we're putting these numbers in chat so you guys can see kind of the cliff notes here and what we're doing, like why we're looking at this and why it's relevant, why also the market is pumping up. Again, still looking at risks. With monetary policy approaching a, quote, sufficiently restrictive level, participants emphasized final destination of Fed fund rate had become more important than pace. So we're going to post some of these screens up here. So you kind of get some insight into why they chose to make that decision, which is good. Some participants remarked that more restrictive policy was consistent with risk management. Some observed rising risk of over-tightening. So basically, some thought it was a good idea to raise rates aggressively, continuing into the future. Others thought that they were worried about over-tightening of rate hike decisions and basically being a little bit too aggressive in their rate hikes, causing too much short-term pain. In the end, participants concluded and concurred that there were a few signs of inflation pressures abating. Exactly what I told you guys this morning here. Again, I told bears this right before I closed down the stream today. And what I said was, like, we're seeing lower CPI, we're seeing lower PPI, we're seeing damage to inflation, we're seeing inflation go down, we're seeing prices drop, and in turn, that's exactly what the Fed wants, and that might indicate a lower rate hike in December, as well as we're starting to see some damage to inflation. I mean, that's just objective truth. Participants generally noted that risk to the outlook remained tight and tilted to the upside, so obviously there's still risks, of course. Again, we're putting these numbers up on screen so you can catch them out. Check them out. I mean, all participants agree that 75 increase was appropriate and another step towards making monetary policy, quote, sufficiently restrictive. So, again, you kind of see all these numbers are posted in chat. See the link. And then many participants noted significant uncertainty about ultimate level of Fed funds rate needed to tame inflation, with, quote, various participants suggesting it was higher than previously expected. So that's a bearish sign. Again, this is why we look at the Fed Minutes report, because these are all really interesting. Good foresight. Participants observed that the labor market remained tight. Many noted tentative signs it may be moving slowly towards better balance of supply and demand. And again, these are all things that I've been saying on my stream, which is that we are starting to see some damage to inflation. Participants observed that despite elevated interest rate volatility and indications of strained liquidity concerns and conditions, functioning securities market had been orderly. Again, we're starting to turn a little bit more because you can see these later posts. Fed staff saw possibility of a recession over the next year is almost as likely as baseline forecasts. Wow. So yeah, that's causing the turn here. We're still moving up. I mean, we're still pretty green relative to where we were. I mean, we opened up way down here at like 400. So we're almost to 402 right now. And so we're not going to go straight up. That's not something that I think we should expect necessarily. Fed staff saw below potential growth at 24-25. Fed staff saw weaker growth, higher inflation than previously forecast. And Fed staff saw unemployment above natural rate in 24 and 25. That's really what's making this market drop. And so good and bad things were said. We'll see if we hold these gains. Again, the neutral level from this report is going to be right around here. We'll draw this up on the chart. It should be right around here. 40.99. So right around here is the neutral level. And so again, if we stay above this, we had a neutral, or we had a positive response. If we go below that, it'll be considered a negative response. So we'll look at that as the neutral level. Yeah, I mean, it's the news from November 1st and 2nd meeting, all was expected. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more detailed. I mean, it kind of shows why they chose to make the decision they did. It's not just a repeat of that. It's just a little bit more insight into why they chose to make that decision, which is relevant for markets, of course. So it is relevant for markets, of course, and it's it's one of the reasons we're pushing up is because I think it was pretty optimistic. You know what I mean? Also, guys, market's still pumping up. If you want to trade these big meetings here, check out TopStep. TopStep is the most legitimate funded account program in the world. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. And if you look at this middle chart right here, here's the E-mini. It's literally the S&P 500. And you can see it's the exact same price action here and here. This is the same thing. You can trade this middle side with no PDT rule. You can short, you can go long with no PDT restrictions in the futures market. You can essentially trade the S&P 500 and trade these big economic releases. And TopStep is the most legitimate funded account program for futures in the world, in my opinion. They pay out millions and millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands of traders a year in 130 plus countries. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And the base package is a 50K. They give you a 50K demo. If you can hit their target on the 50K demo while following all their rules and conditions, and they fund you 50K with a 90% profit split. And again, this is the most legitimate funded account program in the world. Regardless of whether you get funded or not, I think it ultimately makes you a better trader. I think it shows you how to follow rules and builds you up as a trader, in my opinion. I think some paper trading accounts cost a couple $100. And so to have that plus kind of a thing that builds you into a better trader with a funded account program and funding potential, I think makes a ton of sense for traders. I think a lot of traders are going to have better times trying this out than putting up the money themselves and losing thousands of dollars potentially in these markets. And I think it's a great middle ground. And so if you want to check it out, here is the link. Most people in trading know what the PDT rule is. We're getting some pretty big volatility. We're having some pretty big red and green candles here. Again, we're still technically green, but again, we are approaching the neutral level, which is right around here. We'll see what happens if we get to the volume weighted average price, and we'll see really what happens moving forward afterwards. All right, so we're right around the previous closing price. We're sitting at it now. The Q's right there. The E-mini is moving up too. Again, we'll see if we actually hold. All right, so rebounding pretty big. Rate hikes will likely soon be appropriate, according to the Fed Minutes report. So again, we're going to put this number in channel. Start to pump up a little bit. Let's see what the poll said. All right, so far we're still pretty green from the report. We still got a little bit of ways to go before we'd actually turn red. I don't think it has anything to I mean, Wayne, listen, I appreciate you being here. You trying to make it a humility thing is silly, bro. The PDT is the pattern day trading rule. The reason I don't explain what the PDT rule is because if somebody doesn't know what the PDT rule is, they're not really they're not really the target of my advertisement. You know what I mean? But the target of my advertisements are traders that want to get started in day trading, but don't have the money to really get started in day trading, you know? And I think in that regard, most traders, I would say, here, hey, chat, do you know what the PDT rule is? Be honest. We can see right now. But yeah, man, I don't think it has anything to do with humility. You know, but yeah, the PDT rule is the pattern day trading rule team. Uh, yes, we know. Yes, we know. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what anybody that's trying to short-term trade knows what the PDT rule is. Yeah, only maybe like 10% of people here, you know. And it's all good. Doesn't matter too much. But yeah, market's moving up. We're over 402s right now. SPY at 402.10s. Yeah, but I mean, Wayne, like I said, man, my channel's not only for beginners. You know, and besides, I mean, that's being a little bit. It just seems like arguing, but it's all good. Like I said, I'll note your recommendation. It's all good, man. We're at 402.16s. We're starting to pump up. E-mini is at 40.32s. Q is at 288s. And like I said, man, it's all love here. But I appreciate you chatting. You know, it's all good. Here's the Dixie. Let's see if the dollar index is really dropping down with this latest run up. I mean, it's possible. Well, we're at 106.15s. Yeah, probably. Still bearing for a scalp. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to trade it. I mean, we could. I might buy the dip. Like I said, I haven't had any losses today. I've traded like 6 or 7 times, and I think part of me wants to just kind of sit and go into my day off tomorrow with no losses today. You know, I know the reason part of me wants to just sit back is because I know if I trade today and I lose and I give back my win and I lose, then I'm going to be kind of thinking about it tomorrow, and I don't know if that's the right move. What's the name of the prop firm you mentioned, please? It's called Top Step. You can find the link in the description. It's there also. Yeah, the PDT rule is absolutely ridiculous, honestly. The PDT rule specifically states that you can't day trade with under $25,000 in a margin account. It doesn't actually apply to cash account, but you can't short, you can't day trade actively really without over $25,000 in your account. They say it's to protect new traders, but that's not really what it is at all. What it really does is it gives the banks longer time frames to sit on your money with the T2 rule. And it also makes new traders save up $25,000 if they want to day trade actively in the market, which is absolutely silly because most new traders lose money. And so if you make a new trader save up $25,000, you are making a new trader trade way too large of an account. And you could say, oh, well, they don't have to trade the whole account. That's true. But what new trader has risk management skills? None. And so you're basically making a brand new day trader trade $25,000 for their first account. It's absolutely ridiculous. And because of that, again, the futures market gets you around that. Check out Top Step if you want to try to get funded in the futures market. You know, I think it's hard to get funded on Top Step as well. It's not easy, but I think that's the point. And I think a lot of traders that would normally lose money putting up the money themselves, lose thousands of dollars, they'll be able to try it out with some pressure, like a funded account program, but not the full extent of real money. And so I think in that regard, it makes tons of sense. And it also just builds you to be a better trader. Having to follow rules. Trading is a game of conditioning through repetition. You got to do it over and over again until it becomes second nature to do the correct things, and that takes time. And it's also about learning how to perform under pressure. And so I think it can just be incredibly valuable to have some pressure, but not the full extent of a real account. And so Top Step has a lot of purposes, and I think that's one of the main ones. Yeah, but so far, guys, we are green from this report. You know, we are green from this report. I don't know if we're going to hold, but we are green so far. Yeah, basically 100% protects the firm. No, Ivan. You know, Friday is gonna be super green day. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna stream the full day Friday. I might, just because it'll be a crazy day in terms of capitalism. You know, so maybe I'll trade, but I don't know. I'm probably not gonna trade the full day. We'll see. I'll probably stream. Yeah, but I think, Frankie, I think you got to look at it with the reasonable expectations. I think you have to look at it more as a challenge that builds your trading skill, and I think in that regard, it's very cheap. Again, I've been doing the Top Step Challenge for a month or two now, and it certainly has made me a better trader. And I've got 30,000, 120K buying power on on my stock account, and so I don't really need to get funded. I can buy the SPY directly. Hundreds of shares of the SPY directly in my account. But Top Step makes you a better trader. It really does. It conditions you to follow rules. It gives you rules to follow, and then it makes you follow them. It also has a way for you to add yourself a max number of trades per day that you don't get eliminated if you hit it, but you can judge kind of whether you're following your rules or not. And I think when you consider that, as well as the potential funding, I think the value is obviously there. But again, I'm sponsored by them. They pay me money, and so I'm certainly biased in their favor, of course. And I think that should be an understandable thing. There's going to be rules, but you can trade the 50K as you. The smartest way to do these funded account programs is to get funded and scale down your size. If you get funded and scale down your size, like if you get the 50K one, you get 5 contracts max, $1,000 max loss per day. And so as long as you stay within $1,000 in losses per day with 5 contracts max, which is very simple if you trade small like you should be, right? You can make a couple $100 a day and just kind of do that indefinitely with it. And I think there's a lot of value in doing so. Saves people money too. Yeah, all good, Frankie. Yeah, y'all have a safe I almost said Halloween. Y'all have a safe Thanksgiving, team. I'm sticking around. I'm gonna sit around and watch the market reaction for a bit, so y'all can hang out here. I hope. I'm not really trading right now, Rev. Yeah, we had a good day. Again, here's my Top Step day. Like, we traded on Top Step today. We made about $140. Not bad. Market's consolidating right now. Again, we initially had a bullish response here. Why is Tesla up so big? Tesla's been getting pretty beat up. Tesla, I don't even think is up that big. I think Tesla's kind of just following the regular market. I think tech's doing a little bit better than the S&P. Tesla, I guess, is up. So Tesla got really beat up the day before yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. And so Tesla's had some pretty rough week or two. So they might have just been extended on the downside at this point in time, and so now they're finally starting to rebound back up. That might be what's going on here. Do you think it's a good idea to hold SPY calls through the holiday? I have no idea. It might be. I don't know. It might not be too. I don't know what the market's going to do. And so it depends on your risk tolerance, brother. It might be. I don't know. Again, I have no idea what the market's going to do. And yeah, Wayne, if you're there, it's all good, man. Like I said, you can make your suggestions. Like I said, just don't make it a humility thing. I think the reality of it is that I just understand my audience. Like, yeah, we got beginners here, uh, but most beginners, I would say, know about the PDT rule, unless they're just completely green, which I don't think we're really that. I think we advertise to beginner traders, but I'm really not a beginner, and I think a lot of people here aren't either. And so maybe my bias is there, and maybe I should abbreviate less. So I'll take that into consideration. You might be right. Still, though, I think most people do know what the PDT rule is, but maybe my bias is there just because I've known what it is for so long. So it's all good. But yeah, so the Q up to 288.60s, SPY at 402.30s, the Dixie at 106. The results are already out. We already covered them. It's not like it's not a binary result where we have it's more nuanced than that. It's a report that drops. It's like a lot of pages. Again, we have the number in the description, or we have the report link in the description if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, good luck, Q. Yeah, market's flying up though. I don't know if I'd call it flying. Maybe flying's a little bit embellishing, but we're at 402.50s, so that's good. Starbucks is about to go up, I think. Hey, what's up, Tyler? No, you don't have to pay to join my Discord. It's free. We don't charge for anything like that. Like, we got sponsors and stuff, but we don't charge for like content. Like, there's no paywalls behind courses or content or anything like that. We just kind of give everything out, put everything out there for free. All right, market's starting to fly back up, testing the highs. High of the day is right around where we are now at 402.84s. Is the highs of the day here on the SPY at 402.80s right now, about to break highs of the day. The Dixie just broke lows of the day. SPY just broke highs of the day, got up to 402.87s, 402.90s just now. Q testing highs as well here. Again, if you want to day trade, you want to short the market, check out Top Step. Again, great way to help support the channel. Here's the link. I'll pin it to the top of the page if anybody wants it. But again, it's a funded account program for futures. Again, if you look at the E-mini, it's one of the ways you can trade these big releases without PDT restrictions, without the pattern day trading restrictions in the futures market. So again, you can see it here. Here's the E-mini. This is a futures contract right here in the middle, and you can see it's breaking highs. Looks exactly like this on the left, and so it's kind of one of the ways you get exposure to the S&P 500 or the market in general. They have the NASDAQ as well, what's called the NQ. Same thing. And again, you can trade futures with no PDT restrictions. And Top Step funds traders, challenges traders to hit a specific level, and if they can, while following rules, they fund them. Again, if you look at like how much funding Top Step puts out there, like look at this. They paid out over $7 million since 2020. They fund about 600 traders a month. In about 10 years, they've been around. So they've been around for over a decade. Payouts are processed in 7 hours. They're doing it in 130 something countries a month. Again, the base one's pretty reasonable. I mean, you got to hit 3,000 in profit without losing over 2,000 total, or using 5 contracts max. You can't lose over $1,000 a day too, but the ratio of $3,000 in profit without losing 2K total is pretty reasonable as a ratio. The one that'll get you is the daily loss limit. That's the hard one, is not to avoid 1,000 in losses, but that's very reasonable as well. Like, you should be able to trade micros and maybe one contract at the E-mini and hit that. And then once you're funded, there's a 90% split as well. And so, okay, thank you, Nadeem. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you, Native. Fed Minutes is already out. Hey, thank you, JD. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Q starting to dip, SPY tipping down, and we tapped those highs for a second. We're starting to pull back now. So, what are y'all eating for Thanksgiving, guys? Yeah, hit that like button, guys. We appreciate it. We're almost up to 93,000. We only need about 7,000 subscribers to break 100K. I don't know if we're going to do it this year. I hope we do. Depends on what our volume looks like the next few weeks. But we're going to be pretty close. I mean, I know the rate hike decision in CPI, the second Friday of next month will help us get pretty close. SPY at 402s. We got the E-mini at 4030s. Burger King, turducken. Yeah, I feel you, Leon. I'll consider that. Again, the live minutes report. I'll give you some cliff notes again, guys. I'll give you some cliff notes here real quick. All right, so substantial majority of participants at the November 1st and 2nd Fed policy meeting judged a slowing in the pace of interest rate hikes would likely soon be appropriate, according to the Fed minutes. Participants said a slower pace of rate hikes would better allow the FOMC to assess progress towards its goal, quote, given the uncertainty lags around monetary policy. A few participants said slowing the pace of rate hikes could reduce financial system risks. Others that slowing should await more progress on inflation. With monetary policy approaching a sufficiently restrictive level, participants emphasized final destination of Fed funds rate had become more important than pace. Some participants remarked that the more restrictive policy was consistent with risk management. Some observed rising. Where'd it go? Rising risk of over tightening. Basically, if we raise rates too much, the market's going to crash. Participants concurred that there were very few signs of inflation pressures abating, and participants generally noted that risk to the inflation outlook remained tilted to the upside. All participants agreed that 75 basis point increase was appropriate and, quote, another step towards making monetary policy, quote, sufficiently restrictive. Many participants noted significant uncertainty about ultimate level of Fed funds rate needed to tame inflation, with various participants suggesting it was higher than previously expected. Participants observed that the labor market remained tight. Many noted that tentative signs it might be moving slowly towards a better balance of supply and demand. And participants observed that despite elevated interest rate volatility and indications of strained liquidity conditions, functioning of Treasury securities market had been orderly. Fed staff saw the possibility of a recession over the next year as almost as likely as baseline forecasts. And the Fed staff saw below potential growth in 2024 and 25, and the Fed saw weaker growth, higher inflation than previously forecast. The Fed saw unemployment above natural rate in 24 through 25, and they said that rate hikes will, quote, likely soon be appropriate. That's essentially the cliff notes from the from the November 2nd meeting in the Fed minutes report is what this was. What do you guys think? Link to what? The report? To what? Description. It's already out. It's already impact markets. We just did the Cliff Notes. See how the market closes. Yes, that's the Fed announcement. It's called the Fed Minutes. Hey, thank you, Alan. Yeah, we stream daily. We're not going to stream tomorrow. It's a U.S. holiday. But we do stream daily every weekday morning. All right, market's starting to pull back a little bit here, team. Again, we're kind of waiting and watching the market reaction. Still got 800 people here, so we'll kind of kick back and chill. Again, what are you guys eating tomorrow? That's my real question here. I'm a Cajun guy myself. I'm from Louisiana, so we're gonna have some turducken. I think we're gonna have some crawfish stuffed turducken, yams, sweet potatoes, a lot of stuff. Collard greens, hopefully. The other thing to understand is that my whole family's been sick, though. My daughter had the flu a few weeks ago. My son was recently diagnosed last Friday with strep and the flu at the same time. So my son had strep and flu A simultaneously. He's finally starting to feel better. He's made it the last day and a half without running a fever over 100. So he's doing pretty good. We got him on Tamiflu and Cefnivir. And so we're probably not celebrating Thanksgiving a ton here in my household. We're kind of quarantining ourselves, unfortunately. So while we might eat good and we got a bunch of food that we'll probably still cook, we're not really going to have anybody over, unfortunately. Maybe I'll stream and just eat on stream. Yeah, that's cool. As long as LSU beats... What are we playing? Who are we playing? We're playing A&M, right? Who are we playing next? Yeah, we're playing A&M on Saturday. We'll beat A&M. We should beat A&M. The Georgia game is big. If we win Georgia, that'll be huge. That'll be fun. Shout out to Coach Kelly. Okay, we can pull it back to this weighted VWAP level, which is actually pretty accurate. It looks pretty much the same as the regular VWAP, though. Notice the purple and gold colors, Boo, Kyle. Boo. No, I'm just messing. It's all good. My dad is actually from Alabama. My grandfather went to Bama. And so, Thanksgiving, rest in peace to my grandfather. But, yeah, holidays were always interesting. One of my uncles went to Auburn, too. So, it is what it is. LSU outperforms them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Nice, Kyle. Yeah, the report's already out. Again, if you want the report, I'll put the link up. You can also find the link in the description. We already dropped it a few times. But yeah, here's the report right here. Shame. Yeah, there's the report right there. Shame. Bro, I'm honestly, I'm getting like Game of Thrones withdrawals, bro. I love Game of Thrones this year. People didn't like House of Dragon. I thought it was great, man. Honestly, I'm just kind of... what I'm really actually pretty pissed about, though, is that the old Game of Thrones, they used to be like 9 months in between seasons, bro. Stranger Things did it. When the heck did people start, like, okaying 2-year breaks in between seasons, bro? By the time we're up to season 5, I'm gonna be like 50 years old, bro. Not there's anything wrong with that, but like they need to speed this up a little bit, okay? I'm gonna start just not getting invested in these shows if they're gonna make me wait 2 years. If they're gonna leave the season on a cliffhanger and then just gonna make me wait 2 years to watch the next one, what is wrong with them, man? How dare they? You know? Absolutely ridiculous, bro. The report was just a look. So every 6 weeks, the Fed meets to determine how much they raise or lower interest rates. They raise aggressively when inflation's really bad. And again, it happens every 6 weeks. Weeks after that, they drop what's called the Fed Minutes report, which is what just dropped at 2 p.m. It's just a report. It's a PDF file or an HTML file. Depending on which one you prefer. You can look at both of them. And in that report, they give you a little bit more detail into why they chose to make the Fed decision that they did during the last Fed meeting. The one that the report just dropped, this Fed Minutes report was the meeting from November 2nd is what this was. I'm in Virginia, but my pastor's a huge LSU fan. Yeah. Yeah, it's all love with them though, you know. I mean, we beat Alabama this year, so it's all good, you know. Maybe. Possibly. We might have a doji candle, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get some volatility. I just want some volatility, which is not really what we're getting. That's okay. And again, if you go to this page, this is the Fed Minutes report. If you go to this page, look, I'll just refresh it. Here's the Fed Minutes report. Yeah, foo, you're not. Yeah, bro. You can't post like that, man. Come on now. Yeah, so market's bouncing again at the VWAP. If you don't watch the volume weighted average price, we got a few different courses on it. You can see where we're bouncing, guys. Like, look at this bounce level. We are right here. VWAP is incredibly powerful. You can kind of see why. It's because you see how many times, like, look at this. Even on the Q, like, look at the Q here on the right. Where do we pull back VWAP? Where do we pull back VWAP? We break over it, we pull back, we bounce off of it like that, you know. Yeah, I mean, we have had so far we've had a positive response, but you know, we're getting some volatility from it, but it's also kind of neutral as well, you know. All right, guys. Market started to pop up a little bit. All right, guys. So we are getting some upward action. Q up to 288.50s. We got the E-mini pumping up. All right, so we're starting to bounce right at that VWAP area. I'm the only one that saves files, just kind of like random letters, like blah 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 blah. Am I the only person that does that? Am I like too impatient to like really name them real things? Like if you look at my file names, they're just like GHDSAHSG, you know, like just random words, just random letters. Because half the time I make a file, I never look at it again, you know. All right, so we're still rebounding pretty nicely here. So we're starting to kind of consolidate here. Yeah, we are going to be doing a premiere for our Top Step video. All right, guys, market's pumping up pretty big here. It's at 402.30s. Hey, nice, Barack. Remember, it's not like you don't automatically get funded. They're going to give you a demo account first, and if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules, then they fund you. So you're not just going to get funding. They're going to give you a demo account first. Just make sure to read about it. They're a sponsor of mine. Like I said, I think regardless, it's going to make you a better trader. It made me a better trader. But all right, guys. So yeah, we're gonna close this down. Let me make sure we got everything right. We're gonna close this down, and then we're gonna immediately get a pivot to kind of a breakdown on kind of my first few weeks my last few weeks on Top Step. Again, remember we trade a 30,000 120K buying power account regularly, so we don't necessarily have to get funded. And so I have the luxury of taking it slow. Hey, nice. Hey, good luck, brother. Yeah. Yeah, next FOMC meeting is on the 14th, guys. Y'all be ready. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and close this one down. We're going to premiere this next video coming out. And so yeah, we'll see you guys over there. Make sure we're doing an instant premiere. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to see you guys later. Y'all check out Chart Prime as well. Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service. What Chart Prime does is they give you really cool trading view indicators. I'm going to end the stream, but you can check out Chart Prime if you're interested. Chart Prime is like an automatic trading indicator service here. If you look at this, I can look at like the SPY, which is my favorite way to do it. They do crypto, futures, stocks, Forex, and I can put their indicators up. Let me put I can use it on a 1 minute to a daily. If I put this up here, I can put like chart patterns, candlestick patterns here, all this cool stuff. And it'll kind of show me bear, bull, like if it's right time to buy, when the right time to short is. And I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but it's really good at predicting tops and bottoms. They also have a market oracle here, which will automatically document support and resistance and do a lot of other cool stuff. You can kind of see all of it. And you can use it in stocks, crypto, futures. It's called Chart Prime. They're a sponsor of mine as well. Check them out. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, with that said, love you all. Y'all stay safe. We'll see you guys. Y'all have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, once we end the stream, it'll immediately bring you to our Top Step. Once we end the stream, it'll immediately bring you to our Top Step stream. So yeah, we'll see you guys over there. Love you all. Y'all stay safe.